Ivan. How was your day?
It was good. Some of my classes today were boring, except for world history. In world history, we learned about trench warfare.
Oh yeah, I learned about trench warfare before. I know a little bit about it. Trench warfare is a form of land warfare using occupied fighting lines consisting largely of trenches, in which troops are significantly protected from the enemy's small arms and are somewhat protected from bombs.
Yeah, and World War was one of the goriest wars, and trench warfare was like World War. I forgot what Mr. Comparsi said. It was like 1/3 of the deaths were caused by trench warfare. World War, and it's like these are like just how tragic and terrible it was for them. You just didn't want to live the trench warfare lifestyle. You ended up dead.
Yeah, I heard there was other ways people died in the war too.
Oh yeah,
What'd
a
you
lot
hear?
of people died from diseases like influenza, and they're caused by lice. And this is said to have killed more people than the war itself.
Oh, well, that's true, but also a lot of wounded died because they didn't have enough medical staff in the hospitals, as you guys can see. There's a lot of people, but there's not a lot of nurses and doctors.
Yeah, there weren't as many nurses as injured, so the doctors and nurses had to work all day and night to help stop the spread of diseases, but it didn't work because there was poor hygiene.
Why did they even have trenches?
Because Germany invented the machine gun, so it was like it was able to kill 300 people in 1 minute. So in order to like survive, trenches were dug to take cover, and once they were dug, they would shoot anything in no man's land.
Yeah, I heard life in the trenches were pretty bad too because of many things like spoiled food, dampness, and because of wet soil and rats the size of cats. In All Quiet on the Western Front, they also had to deal with this issue because Paul and his friends would try to sleep at night in the trenches, but rats would gnaw at their skin.
Oh yeah, and
Sounds terrible.
the lifestyle they had to live, they pretty much went crazy and all ended up dead from the trench warfare lifestyle.
And I heard you talking about All Quiet on the Western Front. One of the quotes, Paul says, "A hospital alone shows what war is." So that just tells you guys how much casualties there were during the war.
I think one of the most interesting things about trench warfare is no man's land. And no man's land was a place where if anything moved, you were supposed to shoot it because the waves would come out from each trench every certain amount of time, and they would try to get flags to the other trench to show that they were winning. And a scene from the movie Gallipoli
What is it called?
Gallipoli, and the people in the trenches used to write notes to their family because there was a really low chance of them coming back. And this is one of the scenes from the story where the main character is about to go try to get into the other trench, but he doesn't, and he dies.
Sad.
It is sad.
Yeah, most of the people in this picture don't look too happy either.
They don't.
That dude looks happy.
They've probably been.
Right there.
How is that a happy face?
Just look at him.
Alright.
And yeah.
If you survived trenches, most people came out of them with psychological diseases such as shell shock, and it was like caused because of all the bombs going off and them getting like immune to having the bombs go off and having shell shock for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, so I guess we just taught you a little more about trench warfare, huh, Ivan?
Gonna ace that test?
Ace that test, Ivan?
Believe so, guys.
Alright, awesome.
Go trench warfare.
Give him some dapper. Alright,